Look, buying a car shouldn't feel like walking into a trap, but for millions of us, it absolutely does. What if I told you the typical dealership experience isn't really a standard transaction, but more of a carefully choreographed psychological heist? Today, we're pulling information directly from an incredible source, a finance graduate and former car salesman who actually went behind enemy lines during the 2010 recession. And we're going to deconstruct exactly how this whole illusion works.
Seriously, have you ever walked out of a dealership feeling like you just got robbed? Even if you supposedly won the negotiation. It's a remarkably common feeling. Our source, who learned these exact tactics firsthand on the dealership floor, pulls back the curtain to reveal that your confusion is actually part of a very specific manufactured game. And the central weapon they use in this game? Well, let's take a look at what it is.
It's called the Foursquare. When you finally sit down at the desk, it looks innocent enough, right? Just a simple piece of paper to help organize some numbers. Wrong. It is a highly effective, weaponized psychological negotiation tool. This piece of paper is explicitly designed to confuse you, shift your focus, and ultimately maximize the dealership's profit entirely at your expense.
So let's break down this battlefield. Imagine a piece of paper divided into 4 boxes. You've got your trade-in value, what they'll give you for your current car. You've got the price of the vehicle you want to buy, then your down payment, and finally your monthly payment. These 4 boxes represent their entire playground. The dealership uses these connected numbers to shift money around so fast you don't even realize you're losing.
To get you to agree to this grid, they put on an entire show. It is literally a Hollywood act. You sit down, they offer you a cup of coffee, and suddenly, oh, here comes the friendly manager to shake your hand and personally thank you for stopping in. It's completely staged to disarm you. Then comes step 2. They hit you with what our source calls the offending numbers. And finally, step 3, the psychological trap of initialing the paper. Let's explore exactly how they set up this sleight of hand, and it actually starts before you even sit down.
Section 1. The sleight of hand. Silent devaluing.
This silent devaluing happens out in the parking lot, long before the negotiations begin on paper. It's a brilliant, if sneaky, method of attacking your current car's worth without the salesperson having to say a single negative word to your face. As our source reveals, he'll touch a little chip here, a little dent there. It's all subconscious. Imagine you bring in your old car, maybe an older sedan with some miles on it. As you're chatting, the salesperson is doing a walk-around. They silently run a finger over a scratch. They linger on a scuffed wheel. They don't explicitly say your car is junk. They don't have to. Subconsciously, they are framing your car as deeply flawed, systematically lowering your expectations for its value so you'll accept a terrible offer later. And the result of that silent parking lot dance, when they finally bring you that initial offer for your trade-in, it's going to be exceptionally low. Why? Because the very first numbers they bring you on the Foursquare are meant to deeply offend you. It's completely calculated. They want you to feel outraged so that you fight back and try to beat them up on the price. They want you to feel like you've won a huge battle when they eventually concede and raise the number slightly, even though that raised number is still way below market value.
Now, the absolutely crucial point is how they attempt to close the trap. The salesperson goes through these offensive numbers lightning fast. They'll say, okay, trade-in is $4 grand, price is $24, down payment is this, monthly is that, and then boom, they drop this exact line on you. If these numbers work for you, just initial here on this X to take the car home today. It's an incredibly high-pressure, fast-talking environment specifically designed to get your pen on that paper immediately.
But why do they push so hard for a simple initial right out of the gate? It's not a legally binding contract yet, right? Because initialing creates instant psychological commitment. Our source points out that when we sign something, we feel like we are committing our trust and our word. Even if the salesperson takes the paper back to the manager and the terms come back completely different, you've already mentally committed to buying the car. You feel bad backing out. You are emotionally invested in the transaction now.
Section 2. The trap. The monthly payment mirage.
If you do try to negotiate, this is where the dealership performs its absolute most profitable maneuver. They do it by completely shifting your focus away from the overall cost. Look, there is a massive consumer myth we need to shatter right now. Most people think dealerships make all their money selling brand new cars. It's completely false. The new car slice is actually their smallest margin. A brand new car has an MSRP. It costs the dealer roughly the same in Ohio as it does in California. The service center, that's a medium margin. But the massive, dominating profit center, financing. The dealership's true profit engine is in loans, interest, and the monthly payments.
Knowing that financing is their absolute cash cow, they pivot the entire negotiation strictly down to that monthly payment, and they'll put on a real theatrical performance to get you there. The salesperson will go to the back, return, and put on a show like, "Hey, my manager is feeling crazy today. He just shot a really nice score on his 18 round of golf. Let's see what we can do to get you into those payments." It's an act. It's totally designed to make you think they are your best friend, fighting for your budget against the big bad manager in the back room.
So here is the mirage in action. You, the buyer, tell them you absolutely need a payment of around $350 a month. That's your sole focus, right? So the dealer pretends to do you a massive favor. They lower your down payment a bit, and they somehow get the monthly payment magically close to your goal. But how do they achieve that? Simple. By quietly crossing out the standard 60-month loan term on the Foursquare and trapping you in a grueling 84-month loan. They aren't saving you a dime, they're literally just stretching out your debt.
And the reason they do this? $1,500. By extending your term, they might bump your monthly payment up by what looks like just $15 more than your ideal budget. And you're sitting there thinking, hey, I can afford an extra $15. But over the course of an 84-month term, that tiny, seemingly harmless increase easily nets the dealership an extra $1,500 or more in hidden interest. That is pure profit for them, generated simply by manipulating your focus onto the monthly payment.
Section 3. The countermeasure. Breaking the illusion.
So, how do we actually fight back against a system that is fundamentally designed to confuse us? Luckily, our source didn't just expose the problem. He provided the exact actionable steps you need to disarm the Foursquare method completely. Step 1. Secure financing from a local credit union before walking into the dealership. Remember that massive slice of the profit pie we talked about? Financing. When you walk in with a certified check or a pre-approval from your own credit union, your interest rate is already fixed, and it's almost certainly lower than the dealer's rate. By doing this, you single-handedly kill the dealership's biggest profit center. They can no longer play mathematical games with your monthly payment because your financing is already locked in.
The second countermeasure is just as vital. Do not tell them you have a trade-in until the final price of the new car is fully negotiated. If they know about your trade-in up front, they'll just use it to absorb discounts on the new car, shifting numbers around that Foursquare to confuse you. You need to negotiate the exact price of the new vehicle in a total vacuum. Only after you have agreed on the rock-bottom price of the new car do you spring it on them and say, "Oh, by the way, I actually have a trade-in." Sure, they'll give you a low number, but you're now negotiating just the value of the trade, completely protecting your savings on the new car. Okay, let's summarize this. This is what you should take away from this explainer as your ultimate action plan to protect your wallet. 1. Secure outside financing first. 2. Keep your trade-in a secret until the absolute end. 3. Always negotiate the total price of the vehicle, never the monthly payment. And 4. When they inevitably take you to the back room to sign the final paperwork, refuse the heavily marked up rim insurance and warranties. As our source notes, that's just more high-margin junk designed to squeeze the last few dollars out of your pocket.
Now that you've seen the actual mechanics behind the trick, the silent devaluing of your current car, the fake Hollywood manager routine, the monthly payment mirage, you are fully equipped. The next time they sit you down and bring out a piece of paper with Foursquares, will you play their game or will you walk away with the winning hand? Knowledge is power, folks. Be sure to share this explainer with a friend who's heading to a dealership soon. Stay focused, stay sharp, and happy negotiating.